What's up, YouTube? Tops85401 here, and I got another binder showcase. Let's see if I get a good angle here. And this is my post-1980 MLB debut Hall of Fame binder of position players that are not in the 500 home run club or 3,000 hit club. I have to be real specific because I got so many cards, I got to make different kinds of binders. So starting off, we got Vladdy. Big Bad Vlad, one of my favorites in the 90s, man. I loved watching Vladimir Guerrero. And what's awesome about him is he played for the Expos. And I always dig cards of players in an Expos uniform. And because the Expos are no longer around, there's a little bit of nostalgia with the Expos. Of course, he went on to Texas later on. I think he wrapped his career up with Baltimore, if I recall. That seems to be where people go, right? Like, I don't know, a lot of guys go to Baltimore at the very end of their career. Do I have a Baltimore Vladdy card? Oh, yeah, there we go. Didn't even realize that one was Baltimore. But that's a refractor, too. That's a cool-looking card. So let's see. Let's move this down. I want to get rid of that glare. So anyways, working on Vlad. You can see I got a lot of Vlad, Big Bad Vlad cards for the win. Man, some sweet stuff here. There's a rookie reprint. I don't think I have any Vladdy rookies in here. Those tend to be in top loaders, in my collection at least. Now we're moving on. Oh, nope, more Vladdies. More Vladdies now. Larry Walker. Bunch of his 1990 rookies and other cards. Got in on the writer's ballot towards the end of his candidacy. So we got Larry Walker. Bagwell, one of the PED guys in the Hall of Fame. Several PED guys in the Hall of Fame. Bagwell, there's a lot of chatter among people in MLB that think that he used PEDs, but he's one of the Hall of Famers as well. So we go Bagwell. Man, I got a few Bagwells too. Man, he was a great ball player. Like watching him. Look at that shine up there. Astros 86. Top slick. Now we got Barry Larkin. Spent his whole career with Cincinnati for the win. There we go. Man, love these Dufex cards. First rate from Pinnacle. Man, cool stuff in here. There we go. And now we got Roberto Alomar. Great second baseman. Roberto Alomar. You know, when he was playing, I kind of figured he'd end up in the Hall of Fame. It's funny, a lot of guys, like here's another one. I knew Sandberg was going to be a Hall of Famer when he was playing. There's a lot of guys where you're just not sure, but Sandberg was a lock. And a guy that I thought was a lock when he retired, speaking about second baseman, I just assumed Jeff Kent was going to be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm shocked that he still isn't in. And he's now going to have to go in the era committee. There we go. Chipper Jones. Of course, everybody knew he was a first ballot Hall of Famer when he retired. So there we go with some Chippa. And Stardate 2000. I remember these cards got real hot for a little while. There we go. Some cool Chippers. I can dig them. Man, there we go. More Dufex action. Yeah, I like to point out cards every once in a while as I'm rummaging through the binders. But yeah, nice Chipper Jones collection here. Man, I didn't realize how many pages of this guy I had. But he was like, Chipper was in all the sets in the 90s. He was really popular in the 90s. And loved me some Tim Rock Raines, especially O-Pee-Chee cards. I love Tim Raines' O-Pee-Chee cards because, of course, he played in Canada. And then we got like a half a page of Tim Raines, and then we go to That's Why I Said Puckett. Got a few pages of Puckett as well. I knew he was going to be a Hall of Famer when he retired. What a ball player. There we go, a little cameo, Mark McGwire in the background there. That's why I said Puckett. Love that. I think that's I forget what that parallel is called. I should know what it's called. But a nice 90s insert. Puckett, he's real popular in the hobby. He doesn't have a lot of rare 90s cards, but the ones that he has are really, really desirable within the Puckett collecting community. So here we go, some Puckett, and then we got Harold Baines. You got a few Harold Baines in the binder. And then Fred McGriff, the newly inductee. He's not actually in the Hall of Fame. However, he will be inducted this summer, along with Scott Rowland. Some more. Man, I love those 86 minis. Man, I love baseball cards. That might be 88. I love baseball cards. That's 1988. So here we go. We got some Scott Rowland. More Scott Rowland. So he's going in with McGriff. That's a player I never really thought would be a Hall of Famer, right? So it's just kind of interesting. Edgar Martinez, too. I wasn't sure about him. He did have a fabulous career, but he was a DH. Pudge, another PED Hall of Famer. I really didn't think he was going to be in the Hall of Fame, not because of his play, but because of his link to PEDs. But I sure was wrong about that. But Pudge, he's deservingly in the Hall of Fame. An incredible player. I remember there was one season where Pudge had more stolen bases as a base runner than people were able to steal off of him. You want to talk about dominant. So again, guys, I put the catchers at the very back. So nice Pudge cards. Love those pre-rookie minor league cards. Man, yeah, I always collected Pudge throughout his career. Not necessarily collect, but always keep his cards. I don't trade them or give them away or anything like that, or sell them. Always hang on to them. So that's why I got so many Pudge. And Piazza, I remember in the 90s, his cards were pretty much, he was like the hottest player in like the late 90s. He was above Griffey, Bonds, maybe just slightly below McGwire, but Piazza was super popular in the hobby. And I don't know what happened, but he's just not as popular nowadays. Love that tidal wave card. So you could pick up Piazza for like next to nothing. And man, he was a hell of a ball player. A no-brainer first ballot Hall of Famer. Mike Piazza. And man, I got a lot of Piazza. Of course, I've always liked him. Even when he was with the Dodgers, he used to drive me nuts. But I had to tip my hat. Is that it? I guess I'm rounding it off with Piazza. So that's it. Yeah, guys. So thanks for tuning in. These are all my post-1980 debut Hall of Fame cards of players that did not get 3,000 hits, did not get 500 home runs, and are position players. So kind of specific what I put in this binder. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, until next time, happy collecting.